Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, and today it's a master level game sent to me from a patron of mine at patreon.com/FalconPaladin. It's going to be Frigira versus Marbuel here on Abiogenesis, the latter edition. In the top left-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player. His name is Frigira, or possibly Frigira? I don't know. Hailing from NGS with a question mark. I think there's probably an emoticon in there or something like that. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Terran player. His name is Marbuel. So again, this is a master level game. One of these players is one of my patrons on patreon.com/FalconPaladin at the $10 a month level, which means he has the ability, he or she, or they have the ability to send me one replay per month they're very proud of that I will cast. So these players do not send in garbage. If you see a patron game, don't expect it to be bad for the level that it's at. It's going to be good. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be unique in some way. It's going to show a very excellent skill level here in the StarCraft 2. And that's why I'm excited to cast patron games. Very, very excited indeed. All right, so what are we doing here? Whoa, Frigira, is he not expanding? Dude's not expanding. Good scout with the SCV. I like this a lot. You check and see. Okay, so the pool's almost done. The extractor's almost done here too. Okay, there's the expansion. Dang, against Terran, this just means aggression is what this means. It means if you're going to go ahead and throw down an expansion, probably should build it in the main or wait for a Reaper to come out to save it. Marine, probably not the best idea to save it in this particular situation. And there's your double gas. All right, so Marbuel, what you working on, man? What are you working on indeed? The expansion coming up here in Abiogenesis. It's a very short rush distance, and so slowlings are actually pretty good at knocking down command centers on this map that are under construction on the low ground, which is the reason I think that Marbuel has not thrown his expansion down on the low ground. Also, wow, just going for a factory here. Is he 1-1-1ing this? This was a strategy for a while, 1-1-1. Oh, the Overlord makes it to the high ground. Can't see him. Can't see him. Oh, but lifted up the barracks. Wow, Marbuel really wants to kill this Overlord. This SCV is doing all the scouting and finally gets killed by the Queen as she pops out there. And that's a Roach Warren from Frigira. Is he going for... Okay, there is a Railgun build. It's basically a 2021 worker Roach Ravager build here. It's actually pretty great against Protoss. Not bad against Terrans either, assuming they don't scout it and don't really see it coming. But in this case, where Marbuel needs it coming, or does see it coming, he's going for Tech Lab, which means tanks. He's going to get a couple tanks or so and should be able to hold this off no problem. Yeah, there were 3 Roaches being made at this stage of the game. This is going to be aggression. 4 Roaches. Inject there from Frigira. Not bad. Not bad indeed. I just really love Marbuel's scout there. He saw exactly what was coming in. He saw the Roach Warren under construction. Frigira couldn't get rid of that scouting SCV fast enough to stop the scouting, and the scouting was perfect. Overlord died 2. That's another Overlord. Another Overlord trying to come in and do the scout thing. I am just... The one base here thing for Marbuel is really kind of blowing my mind. Finally, tossing down a second command center here at the 3-minute mark, which is so late in Legacy of the Void, but he's going to have a tank. He's going to have Marines. He's going to have a bunker. He's going to be able to secure his natural base when he finally takes it. And Frigira is investing a lot of money into Roaches that I don't think are going to be able to do a whole lot right now. Yeah, here they come. And the tank is set up. The tank is in siege mode. Going to take that take shot. Oh, where's the range? There it is. Finally gets inside the range and says, oh, tank. What are we going to do? We're armored. We're armored units, and the tank does bonus damage versus armored stuff. Another Overlord. This one was trying to scout. He's going to get saved by his Roach buddies, though. Don't worry about that. Oh, pull him into tank range. Okay, nope. Too smart for that. And a Widow Mine. I don't feel like I've seen a Widow Mine in a while at this level of StarCraft. It seems like they were very ubiquitous. They were everywhere for a very long time. And then Blizz said, you know what, Widow Mines, you cannot be cloaked after you fire anymore. You're very vulnerable for that cooldown period. And the Widow Mine said, that was it. Okay, you're going to make another tank here? Yes, going to make another tank, which I like very much. And going to just set up a bit of a range of safety around that expansion. Meanwhile, third base from Frigira, though, this wasn't an all-in. This was him making four Roaches, turn them into Ravagers, and then just putting some pressure. I mean, he's droning behind this. He's up 40 to 28 Harvesters. Corrosive Bile on the tank. Finishes off one of the tanks. Loses a Ravager in the process, but that's probably a fair trade. Overlord scouts on in. Does get taken down by the bunkered Marines. And the expansion is going to try to land here. It does land. But it's going to take some damage. These 3 Ravagers. Yeah, if you have a wounded Roach like this one over here, make it into a Ravager and it gets all of its HP back. It's like an immediate full health thing, plus you get a Ravager out of it. It's definitely worth the expense. Yeah, honestly, just sit here and fire at this thing. Oh, Widowmine taken down. Nice target firing here from Frigira. I like this right now. This Zerg player is playing pretty well, putting a lot of pressure on the Terran player. Third base coming up back home. He's up about 15 workers compared to the Terran. Back home, working on evolution chambers. His drone count's looking fantastic. He's saturating his gases. He has a lair. He's just in a perfect position to keep this up against his Terran apparent Marbuel. All right, Marbuel. Where are we at, man? Gonna be Marine Tank. Marine Tank. Possibly gonna start Combat Shield here? Yes, looks like he already has, so he's working on Stim. Corrosive Bile in that mineral line, and I don't know if these Marines want to take down these Ravagers. They don't have any upgrades at all, but one of them's already severely injured. They're kind of backed into a corner. Corrosive Bile is dodged quite ably, and the Marines do manage to take them down, losing 2 of their number, but that's probably worth it. All right, so it looks like the Zerg offense is done. The Zerg aggression is over, but it's 49 to 35 Harvesters. Frigira continuing to drone up, getting a Spire, getting a Baneling Nest, floating a bunch of minerals, which, how many larvae do you have? 8. I mean, either you chuck up a bunch more drones and saturate this third base entirely, which I think is what you want to do. You know Marbuel doesn't have a lot, and Marbuel is feeling pretty defensive at this point, so I would honestly saturate that third base, maybe get an Infestation Pit, go up to Hive, and then if I see something coming, sure, whole ton of units here. Oh, okay, Marbuel is being aggressive at this third base. All right, so a bunch of Lings, Widowmine firing. Nicely done. 4 kills on that Widowmine. More Lings coming in. Did he skip Ling speed? He sort of skipped Ling speed. Oh, there we go. There's the speed. And Marbuel forced to retreat with that medevac and none of the Marines. So, yeah, exactly. Frigira had enough to hold any kind of aggression that Marbuel would toss up his way. 10, 14 more Lings in production here. That Spire is just about done. Takes forever. Really does take forever to go down. But Factory, are you going to mech this? Hellion, interesting transition into mech here. With some medevacs, though, so maybe not. Why are the 2 factories, though? Marbuel, in addition to the one you already have. That's another command center. That's a barracks. It's kind of a mix. I'm not seeing a very strong mech or bio strategy here. He is getting infernal pre-igniters for his dudes, which is real great. But are we going Muta? You're really going Muta here? Is it going to be Mutiling Bane? Wow. I was going to say I haven't seen Mutiling Bane in a while, but you know what? I have. I have actually seen it in a couple of games that I cast recently, so it's making a bit of a resurgence. Used to be, we did not see Mutiling Bane in Legacy of the Void, the latest patches. Marbuel trying to toss down a third base. Oops, gets scouted. SCV manages to escape with his life somehow. This guy too, long distance mining, going to live. Again, somehow. Hellions rolling in good micro. Making sure these guys get roasted up quite nicely. Roasty toasty. And the blue flame kicks in right now, and the rest of the Lings go down too. So here comes another drop from Marbuel. These guys have Stim. These guys have Combat Shield. No other upgrades coming in, though, which tells me we're going to be more focused on the mech. Queen down. Creep Queen down. Lings, Mutas. Enough Ling Muta, I think, to clear this thing out. Absolutely very well. Losing no drones in the process. And losing the medevac this time, too. Muta, and more Muta in production here for Frigira. Got a lot of Overlords hanging out here at the natural base. Macro Hatch in production. Still no sign of a Hive. I don't know. I just feel like the Zerg player could absolutely be teching up to whatever he wanted right now. Marbuel's been able to put a little bit of pressure on the Zerg player, but the way he was on 3 bases when Marbuel was on 2 just seems moderately insurmountable, is all I'm trying to say. Muta's coming out. Lings dashing across the field. +1 attack, just about done for the Mutas. +2 melee in production here, too, but you're going to get the Banes. Do you have the Banes? By golly, you have the Banes, and you have the Centrifugal Hooks upgrade. Muta's flying in. Double missile turret and that natural base. Missile turret in the main, too, actually shutting those guys away quite nicely. Double missile turret with Planetary Fortress at the third base. That's pretty secure. And then Liberators, man, with that splash damage, just really shut down Mutaflox pretty well in straight-up engagements. The thing is, the Mutas are faster, and the Liberators can't really force an engagement most of the time. So the Mutas are going to be A-okay. Muta's trying to pick off Hellions. This push, Liberator, Viking, Marine, Tank, this is a very interesting push here from the Terran player. He is killing A lot of these creep tumors. The Muta's trying to win. The Ling's coming into the ground tier 2. Yeah, it looks like the ground should be cleaned up by these Zerglings, but all the Mutas are going to die here. Two of these Liberators. That splash damage is just so damaging. Bam. All that's left are the Liberators. Medivacs managed to retreat too, but the ground taken out by +1/+1 Zerglings in good numbers. So Frigira manages to hold off the attack again. Really has not been touched to this point. I mean, has lost 0 drones. That's a good sign that you're doing okay as a Zerg player. If you've lost 0 drones at the first 10 minutes against a Terran, you're in a fantastic position. 78 to 59 Harvesters. No, Lings, don't do it. Don't do it, Ling. Don't do it. No, are you gonna? Okay, I guess, sure. Hold position in the mineral line. Kill the missile turrets. Kill some SCVs. I don't know if that was worth it. What is that? 9 SCVs down. 88 Lings have died, a bunch of them here at this particular base. And he is repairing the missile turret, which is nice. Alright, so Frigira is going into Corruptor play instead. I am much, much more of a fan of the Corruptors as compared to the Mutalisks in this particular situation where there's a high Liberator count. It's 125 to 104 total supply. Marbuel getting Hellbats. Getting +1/+1 for his mech. So it looks like we're transitioning nicely into mech here. But again, another group of Marines, I suppose, for the anti-air. Yeah, it's a very unorthodox composition of what we're looking at here right now. So, Widowmine going to lead the way, burrow in, prepare a bunch of creep tumors leading into this third base location. The Marines looking pretty darn mean and feisty. +1 attack is done. Zerglings not going to be quite enough here. Not with the Blue Flame Hellbats. All right, Ling, Muta, Corruptor, try to get this surround. Nice positioning from the Zerg player. Banelings finishing off the remainder of those Hellbats, and everything in the air gets killed too, thanks to the Corruptors. And the Mutas, Widowmine shot. Oh, probably took out, yep, a Mutalisk there. But everybody's dead. It's 138 to 106 total supply. Frigira looking pretty fantastic on 4 bases. Again, has not lost a drone. The Terran army has not come within sniffing distance of killing any workers in this game. Unless, I guess you can count this sniffing distance. But so far, not looking good for the Terran player. And Frigira, I would say, in a pretty good position. He does have a hive right now. He is working on an Ultralisk Cavern. Okay. I'm going to say he really needs some tier 3 stuff. He's got a Greater Spire in production as well. Pathogen glands on the way. If you wait for that to get about halfway complete and then start your Infestor production, they will spawn with the additional energy that Pathogen gland gets them. Oh, Swarm Host. Swarm Host with, okay, and a Ghost Academy for Marbuel too. So we're just teching up like crazy right now, you guys. All over the place. Resources lost, 8,000 for Frigira, 6,000 for Marbuel. So again, more cost efficient, but if you're still on 3 base, your opponent's on 4, you haven't really killed his production, especially as a Zerg, you're going to be in trouble. So here's the army, bunch of Lings, +2 attack on those guys, +1 army. You gotta get, I feel like the Lings can probably handle this. The Hellbats are a problem though. Viper here too. Possibly an Abduct on the tank. I'm trying to think what you want to do with the Viper. Do they have the energy to do anything? The answer is no, not really. Absolutely not. Tank's a little bit unprotected down on this right side. Perhaps poor pathing on those guys. Tank's just crushing from distance here, trying to get rid of these Swarm Hosts. Target firing them down quite nicely. Locust landing, though, getting a lot of damage on those Thors. Thor is here and getting killed by the Locust. Baneling, yeah, just Zerg Swarm crushing everything here at this third base location. And everybody dies. Any drones have died yet? 4. 4 drones have gone down. So Marbuel has a moderately effective attack, but once again, just loses everything. Loses everything that he has. Yet, not done. Not done by a long shot. Neural Parasite being researched by Frigira right now. That's kind of interesting, I suppose. And Ultralisks on the way from Frigira. Chitinous Plating coming in too. He hasn't really been in too great with the upgrades for the melee, but it should be moderately effective enough. Marbuel does manage to land his 4th base, upgrading to a planetary fortress. He's got missile turrets in there too. All that steam coming off. I don't know why the command center steams when it turns into a planetary fortress. Perhaps they're steaming hams in there. Ho ho! Look at the topical meme reference from Falcon Paladin. Hey! Corruptor's getting some free medevacs here. Free medevac! Medevac! Because it was leading the pack. The thing with medevacs is they're fast. You kind of got to babysit them or else they will fly in front of your army and get killed by Corruptor balls like this. You guys in single target mode? Yeah, they're in single target mode now. I guess for the Corruptors specifically. Corruptors trying to find something they can corrupt. They can caustic spray, but missile turret spread's too good on these bases to allow that. Liberators setting up here at Frigira's 4th base location. Lings coming in. Oh, they thought it was a drop. That's not a drop, you guys. That's fine. They're absorbing shots that were intended for drones. The Liberators get taken down by a combination of Corruptor and Mutalisk, but everybody got sucked out of the way. The 3rd base in a lot of trouble. Marbuel has wanted to kill this 3rd base for several minutes now. Has been completely unable to do so, but now I think all the drones are going to go down. The Thor's taken down the Swarm Host before they get killed by the rest of the army. That was a good pickoff. And the rest of this drop gets killed too by the assortment of Zerg units that are here. Mutas, Corruptors, Swarm Host, Ultras, Zerglings, Banelings, Vipers. It's getting very, very varied. Very, very varied. 3rd base lives for Frigira, but lost a bunch of drones there. That was 25 drones killed so far. Still up 88 to 67 though. Has a base up top. Does Frigira. That makes it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th base running 4 bases for Marbuel. Just happily mining on about 67 workers here. Starting the Ghost production. Working on +2 for those vehicles. Working on +2 for the Marines too. So he kind of wants everything. He wants his Marines to be good. His Marauders to be good. Hellbats to be good. Thors to be good. Everybody needs to have good attack upgrades if you're going to be in Marbuel's army. More Swarm Host on the way from Frigira. And now, Swarm Host are kind of hit and miss. Have seen them do very well in the hands of certain players. Have seen them kind of not be that great in other situations against Terran. But where there's mech, Swarm Host not bad, actually. The anti-air here is set to, yeah, they are set to single target mode, which is called what again? Yeah, the 250 millimeter Punisher cannons. Punish. They really punish here. Locusts coming down to this 4th base. 2 of them, to be exact, trying to kill the command center all by their lonesome. But 5th base up north in trouble. Here comes the might of the Terran army. Goodbye, Spine Crawler. Static defense not going to be enough at all. Still using steady targeting on some of those Swarm Hosts. But again, everybody just kind of wailing in. Steady targeting on Mutas. 2 Corruptors flying in to see if there's anything that they can do. But are there any medevacs on the field at all? There are 2, but not going to be enough here. Thors finally get taken down by a combination of Ultralisk and Locusts, as do the Ghosts. This is such a weird game. This is such a weird composition from the Zerg player. What are you doing, man? Swarm Host, Corruptor, Ling, Ultra. It's odd. It's odd. I'm just saying. Oh, and Broodlord. All right, so Broodlord are here. It's a little bit more traditional. Marbuel coming up with another attack up to this north base of Frigira's. Here goes nothing. I don't know if this is enough, Marbuel. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Steady targeting. Trying to get down on those Broodlords. Doesn't do exceptionally well. The Swarm Hosts are moving on this army, which is dumb. But I think they're going to win anyway. The Ghosts are trying to steady target and kite, but it's hard to do because you kind of have to hold still for a bit. Yeah, and these Locusts just chasing them down. They did get a Swarm Host before they got backed into a corner, and this Ultra chowed them down for breakfast. These are fully upgraded Ultras. He has been keeping up on his upgrades. A little better than I thought he was. I apologize, Frigira. That was not fair of me. 86 to 72 Harvesters. Still another attack from Marbuel. He's just doing these really weird Marine Thor medevac style attacks here. Killing some creep tumors. Lings love getting surrounds on just Thors that are left alone. And they are. Marines Marauders coming up against 2 Spines. The Spines are not killing here, but they're buying some time for the rest of the army to just show up. Trying to drop inside the main base. Here come the Corruptors. Medevac down. And the Lings can respond in time to clear this thing out. So, yep. That's going to be that for that. Marbuel expanding the bottom left. The thing about Frigira is he's cleaning up attacks pretty well, but he's not doing any damage. He's not killing any bases of Marbuel. Hasn't come close to doing it at all. The closest was that little Ling attack back here where the Planetary Fortress got 27 Ling kills. That was about it. That was as close as we saw. Another base in the top right here for Frigira. This is a macro-style game on a Abiogenesis, you guys. I haven't seen this in a while. Usually these are very, very short rush games, and I think Frigira was intending for it to be, I don't know. But in the end, it turned into a 19-minute slugfest. Who knew? Blue Flame Hellbat harass here at this top 5th base of Frigira. Ling's trying to come in and deal with this, but Blue Flamers with +2 attack, pretty good. Pretty good as it turns out. I think the Ultras could just clean this up. I don't know what they're waiting for. Really? Okay, I guess we send locusts in. Fair enough. Then the corruptors find the medevac. And can the medevac escape? Run, medevac, run. Just unload. Just unload and see what you could do, because you're going to die in any second now, and it does. Hellbat's doing all right, but then there's Broodlords, and Hellbats are not that great against Broodlords as they die instantly. Oh. Frigira thought maybe they would drop inside the main base too, but no. Goodness, you guys. APM 340 on average for Marbuel, about 170 for Frigira. Yeah, this is a very interesting Zerg player. 16 swarm hosts in production for him. We got ghosts, steady targeting, so good against Broodlords and so good against Ultras. You can clear out the big stuff with these guys, but I don't know about the rest of the army. Banelings, Corruptor, steady targeting. Oh man, I don't know. Okay, the Ultra down. Look at that Ultra die. And all the Broodlords die. That's what I thought. Excellent job with the Ghosts. What is remaining? An Ultra and some Corruptors. Ultra going to die to these Thors for sure. Goodbye, friend. Swarm Host going to die to these Ghosts. Ghosts doing exceptionally well. This top right base of Frigira looks like it's going to go down. Oh, a single Swarm Host is here for defense. But can he do it all by himself? Leaking an additional Swarm Host. So what a scrappy battle this is right now. I think eventually the Locust is going to clear these guys out. Ghosts, run. Run. Kill what you can. Killing some Corruptors here. More Locusts. Yeah, this is the Swarm Host we saw being produced earlier. Just eventually going to overwhelm this thing, but there's no mining going on here at the top right base of Frigira's. Got 53 drones down. The Ghosts want to take down the Swarm Host, but Lings come in. No, the Lings. The Ghost death sounds are the best. Liberators again from Marbuel. Have not seen these for a while. I'm going to go ahead and set up and kill what is remaining of this base from Frigira. Oh, it's a drone transfer at the worst possible time. Are all the Corruptors gone too? Holy smokes, there's nothing that can kill these guys. What a play for Marbuel. In production, some Infestors. 10 Infestors, 3 Corruptors, 3 Hiders, but they're not here yet. All that larva, all that juicy, delicious larva is dead. Dude, set up. Set up somewhere else. Where are these Ghosts going? Ghosts are going to steady targeting down these Swarm Hosts, getting revenge for their friends who died previously. They burrow, they pop their Locusts, and do nothing with them. Unfortunate. So this base is toast. Liberators need to set up on this little group of drones over there if they can. Ghost taking down a Queen here at the third base, and then get pinned into a corner. No, we're cloaked. You can't see us. They say, run! Run, I guess. Steady targeting up. No, it's an energy thing. I don't think you have enough energy. Oh, are you going to... Why did you make a nuke? Okay. Alrighty then. This is where we're going to see nuke strategies. Inside the main base, this Queen is going to die. Smoldering crater. Right at ground zero, man. Right at ground zero. Look at the transfuse. Oh, these are injects. Injects. All over this macro hatch here inside the main base. Big army from Marbuel. It is just, it defies convention. It's Marine, Marauder, Hellbat, Ghost. With a medevac. Top right base is going to die. Corruptor is trying to get rid of these medevacs. There's only 2 of them, though. And sure, they happen to have 3 armor, but that's it. There's just too many Marines. Too many Marines on the ground. Too much steady targeting going on, too. 200 to 183 total supply. Ton of Infestors here from Frigira. Is it going to be enough? I don't know. Another nuke inside the main base while this is going on. Just kind of A-moving with the Swarm Hosts. Ugh, the Infestors are burrowed. What are they doing? They need to toss down something. Infested Terrans coming in. Not necessarily going to be enough. Ultras chomping away, but there's just too much here from the Zerg army. Infested Terrans cleaning stuff out. These are just some of the more strangest battles I have seen in StarCraft. What is going on? That nuke landed. These Ghosts are just here trying to land another nuke, trying to kill this main base stuff from Frigira. The problem is with Zerg that you can kill these 2 bases, these 2 hatcheries, and Zerg doesn't really care. They have so many other hatches available to them. Liberators coming in here to Frigira's base in the bottom left-hand corner. Just goodbye everything. Good drone pull, though. Are these eggs getting... You're killing eggs! with that defender mode. Holy crap. Seriously, man. Yes, here we go. Setting up area. Kills a drone. Drones firing. Corruptors firing. Another attack coming up here from Marbuel. Base up north here for Frigira. Looks like it's in a lot of trouble here, too. Another nuke coming down on the main base of Frigira. Frigira's top right-hand base in a lot of trouble. Liberators still trying to set up denial service. Anyway, nuke takes down the macro hatch. Locust and Ultras having a wonderful time. Goodbye, Thor. And Frigira wins the battle again. But man, it's really crazy. So another base on the right-hand side from Marbuel. What is this game, you guys? What is happening right now? I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. More nukes. It's 125 to 150 total supply. These players are struggling mightily to remax their armies here. Frigira, mostly because he's only got 21 locusts. I don't know, man. I don't know what he's focusing on right now, but yeah, that Liberator dies because the entirety of the Zerg army was there. He really wants to get this hive. This ghost says, I want to get a hive. Never killed one before. It's going to take me 7 nukes to get it, but by golly, it's going to happen. This Liberator's still here? What? How are you still here? Kill these locusts. That's production stuff for Zerg, man. Production stuff for Zerg. Swarm host trying to get into a location to set up shop, but instead run into the army of Marbuel and pretty much all die. Okay, that was not a great Swarm host move here. I think Frigira might be a little bit new with Swarm hosts. Like I said, sometimes they don't go very well. Liberators, whoop, 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 whoop. All them drones. Oh, Ultras, don't go in there. Don't you go in there, Ultralisks. Corruptors, finish them off. Infested Terrans, maybe not the best thing here. No, their anti-air is pretty good, and these guys are out of the circles of doom. But fair enough. Worked out. Worked out indeed. Not resaturating the space back here because, again, it's instant death for this Liberator that only has 2 kills somehow. Ghost doesn't have a nuke available, but there's another one in production. Calling down a forward mule. There was Marbuel. I don't think that was on purpose. You here to repair something or die, I guess? What Hydralisk? What have we seen Hydras in this game? Hey, mule, just go start mining stuff, dude. There we go. Gonna start mining. Might as well. We have another nuke. We have another nuke. Meanwhile, infested Terrans, Lings, Corruptors, Infestors rolling into this Terran army. Planetary Fortress having a wonderful time. Nuke on the main again. Doesn't kill the hive because it takes a lot of those to kill a hive. This Planetary Fortress is going to survive, isn't it? Yep. 25 kills on that. All that's left here are some Corruptors, and that's it. Frigira's out. Marbuel is victorious. And Frigira says, I don't want to play anymore, and taps out. What on earth? 26 to 73 Harvesters. Fair enough. I mean, what'd you have? 2 Broodlords and 11 Corruptors, and that was it. Couldn't get it done on this last little A move thing. Let's watch that. Let's watch that one again. Yeah, I mean, it's just a couple Broodlords here, not enough. A couple Corruptors, not enough. Infestors didn't really do all that they could. Not enough Ultras. I mean, Ultra, Bane, Hydra, not a bad strategy against this particular composition that Marbuel is going for, but just too many Swarm hosts that kind of A-move themselves to death, and the Infestors weren't used super effectively, and I think that was it. But good, consistent attacks there from Marbuel. Never gave up. Never lost a base, too. Check this out. Never lost a base. Nope, not once. Only building he lost actually was a missile turret. That is pretty good. Pretty good stuff. All right, 107 drones killed. Dag. Okay, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another StarCraft 2 Patreon upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.